off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to win the crown. I'm pissed off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it.
Bro, that intro is fire. I just wanted to say that. I was rocking out to that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the All Elite Dirt Sheet, your AEW Dynamite post show. I'm Mike De Niro. I'm joined here, as always, by my co-host, TK, in the building.
What up, baby? What up?
And today we have a special guest on the All Elite Dirt Sheet. Our very first guest. We got my brother, the notorious DOM.
What is good, y'all? What is going on? Thank you for having me. Let's fucking go.
Let's do this. Third episode, and I just want to say right off the bat, 3 for 3, AEW was a fucking banger tonight, man. I'm so excited to talk about tonight.
Banger, dude.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Certified.
Yes. Hell of a show. And De Niro, 3, when you do one of something is one thing, when you do 2 of something, it's a small streak. But when you do 3 of something, I mean, we're streaking, baby. 3 weeks in a row. Let's fucking go, baby.
Yeah. I mean,
we are on a winning streak.
Kind of a pattern. I'm just saying, kind of a pattern.
Shout out to the 23 people already in the building. Shout out to everybody that's already in the comments. I see Dango in the comments. What is up? See Fluid in the comments. Thank you so much for being here, guys. All right, so if you guys are ready, let's talk about some Dynamites.
Let's go.
AEW Dynamite tonight took place in El Paso, Texas, the hometown of the late, great Eddie Guerrero, which we saw some homages throughout the night in El Paso, Texas for Eddie Guerrero. And going into the show, we were told that there were 2 title matches for the show. And we're going to talk about a impromptu third title match, which, by the way, having 3 title matches on a show right before a pay-per-view, and the pay-per-view still looks extremely stacked. It's insane how stacked this company is and what they're doing on a weekly basis. Because, you would think that they'd play it safe right before Revolution. They ain't playing it safe in AEW.
Oh, that's true. That's true. The other company kind of played it safe through the pay-per-view. So, kudos.
The other company seems to be playing it safe weekly, but
all the time.
I'm not even
time.
So what we got here, we got a recap of the promo on Collision by MJF, where it sets up the title matchup between Kevin Knight and MJF. And I was surprised because going into this, I thought this was going to be the main event, especially because the last couple of weeks we've seen Jon Moxley in the first matchup. This is the end of Jon Moxley's first match streak over. We mentioned it and it's gone.
Opening match John was a thing, dude, for so long. I thought we were gonna roll right into it again. And I turned the show on at 7:03 and we were already cracking into a world title match. I was like, damn, no Moxley. Okay.
Bro, same here. I was like, did we jinx it? Because just last week we called the first match John for the first time ever, and then that's the week that
See?
Switching it up.
See, you fucked around and put a hex on the whole damn thing.
Somebody's listening.
I was like TK. I jumped in and I heard people complaining about a technical difficulty at the beginning, but I hadn't seen it. Like MJF and Kevin Knight were already on, so I was like, well, I guess it must have been that big a deal.
Nah, yeah, it was very slight. They went to go play the video package. It started, then they showed the matches, and then they played the video package again. But yeah, let's talk about it. We got an AEW World Title matchup in the opening matchup of the show. MJF versus the Jet Kevin Knight. I've been saying it. Tim been saying it. Kevin Knight has been putting on bangers in the last, month, having these single matches, these little buffer matches. And I thought that this was pretty cool because I think we talked about last week, Kevin Knight should get a title matchup. He called out Hangman Page last week and said, if you win, I want to have that title match. But it's good. And then this week, he has a title match. So once again, someone may be listening. But I definitely think that MJF and Kevin Knight had great chemistry in the ring. And something that I wrote down here is Kevin Knight showed that he belongs in that main event because Kevin Knight is a hell of a wrestler, and he showed it in this match with MJF. What do you guys think?
Yeah, bro. I thought it was I want to be really quick, and I'm going to get Dom's opinion on this because you guys hear from me every week. No, I thought the match was awesome. I thought it was, we talk about every week with Jon Moxley starting the show, opening match, John. What does that do? It sets the tone and gets you into the mood, gets you wrestling, gets the juices flowing. This match was no different. It did the exact same thing. MJF cheated to win like he always does, made Kevin Knight look strong. I thought Kevin Knight looked awesome in the match, and my biggest takeaway was this. They're both 29 years old. This is a future main event on a pay-per-view down the road. What we saw in the ring tonight is not even going to scratch the surface of what we're going to see with these guys in the future. I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Dom?
Absolutely. And since you popped the comment, we were about to have your second guess because yeah. Sorry. He couldn't help himself. What did you think of the match, Forky? Not trash. Okay, thank you, Forky. Anywho, this was honestly my match of the night. I mean, there were some great matches on this card. Don't get me wrong, but they spoiled us at the beginning. That was the only thing. Like it was. I know MJF was talking about giving this kid a wrestling lesson, and it seemed like Kevin Knight was kind of out wrestling MJF at one point in that match. And I agree with you guys. Like I've been watching Kevin Knight have these singles opportunities and tonight, and he gives me those vibes of like, remember Sammy Guevara before he shot himself in the foot the first time?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how he just come out
Loads
there
of potential.
and put on bangers and even bangers with MJF, and you thought to yourself, like, man, this kid's going to be a main eventer like any day, like they both are. And then, you know, MJF's career went one way and Sammy's kind of went to ROH. You know, it happened. But Kevin gives me flashbacks of like early Sammy in AEW. And as long as he doesn't go that route that Sammy went, I think he's got so much potential. Like he is so good. No offense to like Jet Speed's great and whatever they called themselves. I know De Niro or somebody was calling him horsecock. I don't remember what the fuck they called him.
Oh no, that wasn't me. that was all them.
Oh no, that was Redeemer. That was Redeemer. He was calling him horsecock. My bad. It's late. I'm tired. But like no disrespect to any of them, but like Kevin Knight's amazing. Like point blank. That was such a good match. It even felt weird that the crowd was kind of at one point cheering for MJF and booing Kevin Knight, and he kind of brought them back. And then MJF kind of trolled a little bit with that F5. Was it just me? Like, seriously, Max, what are you, Maxwell Jacob Lesnar? What the fuck are we doing here?
MJF. Yeah, I totally agree. It was a great matchup. And like TK said, two guys who are 29 years old and tremendous upside because they're going to be here for a long time. And I could see them definitely. This could be a main event in Wembley like 3-4 years down the line. Who knows? I could definitely see that because there's a whole lot of upside.
Let me ask you guys before we get off of this match really quick. I know we're going to talk about Kevin Knight again come main event time. Do you guys, and we all think Kevin Knight's going to be a main eventer as we just discussed. Do you guys think his best path though is to do it as this cookie cutter babyface, or to develop some fucking heel tenacity and do it as a badass heel? Like I'm not saying replicate what Swerve did, but character switch into more of a badass heel, and that's when he propels himself really into the main event scene, maybe like a year from now.
I'll let Dom answer that first.
Oh, yeah, of course you will, because that's a tough one. God damn it. I mean, honestly, I could see him propelling himself, is what I'm trying to say, into the main event picture as exactly who he is, and then staying there by eventually turning heel and getting that like extreme heat. Kind of the way you saw Swerve do it. Mm-hmm. Like Swerve went babyface to get into that picture and to get that world championship, and now he is anything but babyface again. And so I could kind of see him heading down a similar trajectory, but either way, I could see him heading there because he is so damn talented.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think I said it last week too, that I don't see him getting there by being who he is now, because the talent's there. The in-ring talent is there. We've seen this. I believe he was trained in the New Japan dojo, so he has the foundation. He has all the talent in the world. But yeah, I think that when this guy eventually lets out a mean streak, it's going to be what propels him to the next level. we saw a little of it on Collision. You know, he was coming out there with the swag. He had the drip. He said, I dress better than you. He was talking in third person saying the Jet is better than you. The Jet is this. The Jet is that. I like that, you know. Maybe not the third person thing. It's a little rockish, but still, I really did like that he was, you know, more swag about him instead of just the, you know, I'm here just for a good matchup. So I think once he really goes into that role and really starts to dive deep into that personality, then yeah, I think that's, you know, sky's the limit for him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's talk about the second match here on the show. This was a matchup that's going to be all in the news, all in the, you know, the dirt sheets. But Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin versus Clark Connors, Gabe Kidd, phenomenal fucking matchup. These two teams really had a great start to the match before the bell was even ringing. That spear from Clark Connors onto Orange Cassidy through the table was sick, right? And then that was all before the matchup. During the matchup, all I could keep thinking was how stacked this tag team division is. Imagine if you do Darby and Cassidy versus FTR or the Young Bucks, or if you put the Dogs in there against FTR, the Young Bucks. Such a stacked tag division. The one thing before we saw what happened was when Darby and Cassidy won, I was a little upset because I was like, I thought that we needed to keep, you know, Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors strong and keep them the momentum going with the constant wins because they're new to AEW. Keep those wins going, you know, the momentum strong. And when they lost, I was like, all right, you know, it was a great match anyway, so I'm not going to be a hater on it. But then we saw what happened. Before we get into the debut, let's talk about the matchup. TK?
Yeah, Dom, let me kick this to you, brother. You're a guest in the house, my guy. I mean, I'd love to get your take on it first. Yes, sir.
It was a very good match. I mean, with these four guys in it, what else would it possibly be? You know, so talented. But I honestly, for me, at least personally, oh shit, Kayla! Sorry. Hey girl. Fuck it, where's the fork? Hey. Anywho, again, the match in itself was very good. I love I will remember it most though for what happened before the match and then what happened after. And I'm just going to put a pin in it there and leave it at that and let TK roll with this one.
Yeah, that's fair. I can't wait to talk about the aftermath. So maybe that's what we're all so excited about because I marked out like crazy for that, especially because we were talking about this right here last week. But we'll get into that momentarily. The match itself was awesome. Like De Niro said, the start of the match, you know, pre-bell shenanigans. They fought for a couple of minutes before the bell rang in the ring. The spear Clark Connors delivered to Orange on the table was nasty. The fucking spot where Darby got thrown over the ropes, which also I think was by Clark Connors, and his head cracked the apron. All sorts of sick, dude. I'm like, damn, Clark Connors is trying to kill this man. Like literally trying to kill this man. Week after week trying to kill this man. I thought the match was fun, though. I was surprised by the winners. I thought that Orange would probably take the pin because he seemed to be doing a lot of that lately outside of his stuff with Tony Storm, of course. But yeah, I love them getting the win because of what we're going to talk about here. And it really kind of reminded me of the Undisputed Era debuting in NXT. So I don't know if you want to speak on that.
Yeah, I gosh, man. That's a good comparison with the Undisputed Era debuting because that's the feel that I got as well. But yeah, you know, there's been a lot of rumors of where David Finlay shows up. Is it NXT? Is it WWE? Does he stay with New Japan? Does he come to AEW? And for the last couple of weeks, I've been leaning towards NXT. I believe you asked me last week, where do you see David Finlay fitting into this? Does he join Clark Connors and Gabe Kidd? And I said, I personally think he joins his brother in NXT. You know, his brother's there, his father's there. But surprise, surprise, here's David Finlay just a week later here on AEW Dynamite. He joins the Dogs, which, by the way, let's put the war in front of the Dogs. Like, let's not call them the Dogs, please. Can we call them the War Dogs?
The War Dogs.
Yeah, the Dogs. Like, I'm gonna call them the War Dogs. He joins the War Dogs here on AEW. He has the shillelagh, and he just goes to town on Darby Allin, and he goes to town on Orange Cassidy. And then just minutes afterwards, I don't know if you guys saw on social media, it is official. It's announced that the Dogs are all elite. All three members, David Finlay, Clark Connors, Gabe Kidd. This is a hellacious trio coming to AEW. And I think that just like we talked about Kevin Knight, just like we talked about MJF, I'm not exactly sure. Someone in the chat could, you know, probably chime in. I'm not exactly sure how old David Finlay is, but this is another man who has nothing but upside. And he's already done amazing things in his career. But yeah, I was so hyped to see David Finlay here. It's going to be talked about all over the dirt sheets and all over the news for probably the next couple days. And I'm glad that he's here in AEW. Dom, what did you think about the debut of David Finlay?
Oh, I thought it was fantastic. I thought he must have stopped by NXT because he had to steal that shillelagh from his dad. Just yoink. Okay, I'm out. and you know, I mean, it just feels like the right spot for him. It feels comfortable. It feels like the perfect fit. Yeah, I mean, could he go into NXT? Sure, but that's like mostly where AEW washouts go after they leave, not where people debuting show up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very happy that he ended up in AEW. The debut was absolutely excellent. I mean, he wrecked everybody. He stacks Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin in the middle of the ring. It's like he walked in the door and practically became Roman Reigns in 10 minutes. He's like, I'm gonna whoop him, I'm gonna stack him, and I'm gonna stand on him. Like that's ridiculous. Yes, this is where you belong. Welcome to All Elite Wrestling, David Finlay. What a fuck! I marked right the fuck out. I'm with TK on this one. I'm sure you wanna gush about it too. So I'll shut up now. But I went nuts for that. That was great.
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. I kind of expected him to join NXT too, because they have that like Birthright stable going down there where they have their second generation superstars, kind of including his brother who's in that faction. So I thought he'd be the perfect leader, not Lexis King or Ariana Grace. I thought it would be him. But this is perfect. This is so awesome. My only apprehension with him joining AEW was that I feel like there's already 20 David Finlays in the company. However, David Finlay really fucking stood out tonight. And as we've talked about on the show over the last couple of weeks, Tony has just been so head and shoulders phenomenal with his booking right now that I think that even if they have 30 David Finlays, that Tony can find a way to kind of piece them all individually and make it all work. So I'm so with it. And then the debut itself, after the match, like we just talked about, I was like, damn, Orange and Darby get the win. Where do we go from here? I thought it was going to be we'd get this match at the pay-per-view, right? Or maybe a 3-on-3 in some capacity if Finlay did debut. But holy shit, dude. What a shock. It was absolutely awesome. It gave me Undisputed Era vibes in the biggest way. Because with when they debuted, it was Kyle was there first, and then Bobby showed up, and then when Adam Cole showed up, it really shocked the system, right? And I feel like we could do big things here. You guys mentioned tag teams earlier, and AEW is doing their best to get this tag team division back at full throttle. Trios division as well. I mean, if you're looking at these three guys, you're looking at the Rascals. Even if you're talking about Orange, Darby, and Mark Briscoe having a purpose, man, they'd be a great trio as well. So you have a lot of diversity now with the roster, and I'm a stable guy, dude. So I love what New Japan does with their stables. So more stables in AEW I'm with. I guess my only complaint is, and it's not the New Japan show, but they're really pillaging that New Japan roster over in AEW. So all the people who sit there and dog that Forbidden Door, and Bakley told me that he believes that Gabe Kidd and Finlay will be working dual contracts with New Japan and AEW, so it's not going to affect anything, or it shouldn't affect much of anything. However, that Forbidden Door relationship continues to feel kind of one-sided still.
I actually feel that to my wife.
Out there.
Just a little bit.
As soon as he debuted, I told my wife, I was like, every time New Japan builds up a star, it's like Tony Khan's like, let me have that. Oh, you don't need that. Let me take him. Oh, Okada, he's a big star. Let me come over here. Okada.
That's a nice star you got. So it'd be a shame if somebody came in and just plucked him.
Osprey, Jay White. I mean,
World Elite. What is up, Dylan? Yeah, definitely a huge star, huge debut. I'm excited to see him here. And like I said, I was in the belief that he was going to be in NXT. So this just really got me excited because this was not something that I expected. Next up on the show, we see a backstage interview with Renee setting up the Andrade versus Bandido matchup. Bandido seems like he has a lot of respect for Andrade. And Andrade even called it out. He says, I don't know if you want to fight me or take a selfie with me. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Andrade's selfie gimmick is what the Austin Theory selfie gimmick should have been, right? He's over here cool with the selfies. He's taking selfies with the girls in the front row. He asks Renee, do you want to take a selfie with me? And she's like, no. But I got to say, I really am excited for this matchup. And I'm really excited that they, even if it's just in something as small as this, they're continuing to showcase Andrade because the momentum he has right now with the matches he was having in AEW, I think Andrade is going to be another big star in this main event scene. But I'm really excited for this matchup. I don't know if you guys have anything to say about this quick little promo, but
I mean, I thought it was good, and just having Bandido in that position shows how much they built him up since he's actually come across to AEW.
Oh yeah,
because like all he could really do at one point was job out to Jericho if it worked for Aubrey and his mama, and now look at it, he's all over. He's been running as a tag team champ. He's had great singles matches. Now he's got this whole program with Andrade, and it's I'm happy for El Idolo. Don't get me wrong. I think he's like Latino Prince Petty. He's ridiculous. It's great, but like I'm even happier for Bandido for finally getting that push on like national television, which is something that I thought he deserved for a while.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Dom. I thought Bandido was a top 5 wrestler in the world last year. He put on some of the best matches. His match with Takesha was my personal favorite match of the year last year.
I love that match.
And then also the match against Hechicero, dude, was phenomenal as well. So, I mean, Bandido can straight go in the ring. Like you said, it's great to see him get this on AEW TV. It's so funny, too, because Andrade, I mean, he's just been so just in the low mid card for so long. You forgot, like, I don't think we've ever seen Andrade this good. Even going back to his NXT days, even going with Selena Vega, I don't think we've ever seen Andrade this good. He's feeling himself, which sometimes, dude, as you guys know, if you're feeling yourself, man, you're feeling
confidence can make the difference for sure.
Dude,
yeah.
He's got so much swag. It looks like he's got that it factor that we've always thought he had, but it's just coming out. And him and Bandido.
I think he finally feels free. Because it was one thing. I don't know how long the marriage was going south with Charlotte, but even when he was with her, like, your wife is a huge deal. Your father-in-law is a huge deal, but you, on the other hand, and it just kind of like he lost his mojo. And getting out of that and finally getting out and away from the contract limbo and being like poofed by Thanos and all that bullshit has finally set him free, and you see it in this run that he's had.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, no, 100% for sure. I'm only seeing nothing but main event scenes for him right now with this new confidence that he has, this new swagger that he has.
Absolutely.
And yeah, like even like what Tim said, even when he was in NXT, he was the NXT champion. He was the world champion of the brand, and I didn't see this type of swag and this type of confidence for him. So I'm very excited for him because he's a guy who, for so long, we've been saying he has the potential. He has the potential, but no longer is it just, oh yeah, he has the potential to do something great. He's actually doing something great now. So that's good for him. Something that I thought was a little funny is next up on the show, we get a squash matchup. It is the Brawling Birds versus the debut of the Inspiration. Casey Lee and Jesse McKay make their debut here after being signed back at I believe it was Grand Slam. They announced that they were signed. Grand Slam Australia, they were signed. So they make their debut here a couple weeks later, and it's in a quick squash because the Brawling Birds just had their way and destroyed them in a few seconds. So what a debut. Where do you think they go from here? I mean, it's a rough way to start your tenure with AEW, huh? Dom?
Oh, I mean, I think it's a wild way to debut in AEW for the Inspiration, but at the same time, the Inspiration are probably a bigger tag team than damn near every female tag team in AEW. And on the other hand, the Brawling Birds are like the hot commodity that are just coming up. You even mentioned they were undefeated coming into this. So what better way to kind of give them a rub and keep that momentum going than just let the Iconic come out to all their interviews and their fanfare, and Harley Cameron, her beautiful crazy ass singing their song and everything else, and then just get waxed by the up and coming tag team. Like, that's only going to take those two thick Brits to another level when people go, wow, they did that to who? And it won't really affect them. Like, give it a year and they'll probably be AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. But nobody will even fucking remember this. But they just helped the Brawling Birds get to that next level, and I thought that was beautiful of Jesse and Cassie. That was perfect for them to just make themselves look like the big deal they've always been, and then let themselves get their ass kicked.
Yeah, I agree. You think the Brawling Birds give a fuck? No, they don't give a flying fuck. That's It's the Brawling Birds.
And the Brawling Birds are like the War Raiders of the women's tag division. I fucking love them. Like they come out and they got all this energy and they're doing the whole forearm shit. They're just wrecking people and walking out. You just literally at the end of that match, I was trying not to go war. Birds.
TK?
I want to go drink with them, dude. Like I want to go have a pint with them, dude, and just watch them beat the shit out of women, man. Like they are fucking awesome. I texted you, De Niro, when they came out. I was like, I love this team, dude. They're badasses, dude. Just two thick ass beer drinking, bitch beating badasses. Birds, dude. Like that. That's what they are.
Bitch beating badasses.
Birds,
Jesus.
Like
Love the alliteration.
like that's what they are, man. They're just badasses, dude. And like I was perplexed that they just slaughtered the inspiration like that in their TV debut. But at the end of the day, like Dom hit it on the head. It doesn't matter. The inspiration could lose 99 matches, and then they can go and win the tag titles, and it would all be forgotten. So it's they're very much like a Chelsea Green. They're like an entertainment piece, but they get the job done. They're there to help elevate others. And I don't know where we're gonna go with the Brawling Birds, if they're gonna get a tag title shot at Revolution, or we're saving that, if we're gonna do like Willow and Megan Bayne at Revolution, or where we're going with all of that. But those tag titles need to get to the Birds very fucking fast, because I love that team.
Yeah,
I totally agree. From one squash match to another. First of all, I was kind of upset. I was like, is this all we want to see of Hangman Page on this show? Hangman Page comes out. He hits one move. It's like within seconds he ends his matchup against I didn't even catch the guy's name. Right? Something Snow.
Marty Snow.
Marty Snow.
Marty Snow.
There was definitely no snow up there, but Marty Snow, I
wonder if Tony named him. Something about that name just feels Tony-ish.
It sounds like a porn
allegedly.
Marty Snow sounds like a porn star. I don't know. That's
it definitely does. It definitely does. But yeah, so Hangman Page, he picks up a very quick victory over Marty Snow. He gets on the mic and he says that he's putting his future on the line to teach MJF a lesson at Revolution, and he has no conscience when it comes to Texas Death. We've seen him do some crazy shit in Texas Death matches, from barbed wire, cinder blocks. Even though it wasn't a Texas Death match, we've seen him pull out syringes on freaking Swerve Strickland. So there is no stopping Hangman. Remember, he beat the unbeatable Jon Moxley for the world title in a Texas Death match. This is going to be a hell of a matchup. But he calls out MJF. He says he wants to go right now. MJF comes out, and then he says that, oh, you want to go now? And he starts to play it off. And then out of nowhere, we have Mark Davis, Kyle Fletcher, and Kazuchika Okada attack Hangman. I'm like, where the hell is this going? Because what do the Don Callis family has to do with this main event? Then we get Jet Speed come out. They make the save. Don Callis comes out, and we get an impromptu main event for tonight. The trios titles on the line. It's going to be Jet Set Rodeo versus the Don Callis family, Kyle Fletcher, Mark Davis, Okada. Now, I don't know if that's Okada and Aussie Open, or is that Proto Okada and Mark Davis, but nonetheless.
Yes. It's Proto Okada and Mark Davis, because that's how they announced it when they came out.
The answer is yes.
I was curious about that as well. I was.
Either way, this is something that really excites me, because I've talked about this for many years. Something I would like AEW to do more of is to have the unpredictable main events called out on the show, because usually, before the show, they have the whole match card already listed on social media. You know what you're getting. You know what you're getting in the main event.
Right.
You know what title matches you're getting. This is something that is not the ordinary for AEW, but always welcomed. I was extremely excited for this. I also wrote down, is Kevin Knight the only wrestler to get 2 title matches for 2 different titles in the same night? Because I can't think of anybody else who had 2 title matches for 2 different titles in one night.
I think he might be.
Which is crazy, but
he honestly might be.
So a show that already had 2 world title matches on it, we get a surprise third in the main event, and I can't wait to talk about that. But what did you guys think about this whole segment? Because it's set up a lot. It set up the main event. It set up MJF and Hangman at the pay-per-view. So there was a lot going on in the segment. So TK, what do you want to say about this?
Dude, it was awesome. I was perplexed by it. Like you said, we don't get those impromptu moments on Dynamite very often, especially an impromptu main event like this. So, and we talked about it last week here on the show that we wanted somebody get a certain something, and we'll get to that in a little bit. So, setting up,
put a pin in that.
My big old dump truck, and I'm with it, baby. I was so with it, baby.
Oh, the
boy.
Oi. Dom?
Oh man, the other thing that made me think, like when you asked, is Kevin Knight the only one to get 2 title shots in one night? I remember Shivani saying after that match, this might be the fastest match in AEW history. And I'm thinking, was it though? Like I was just sitting there thinking, I'm like Googling and I can't find anything. That between that and the question you asked, it's gonna break my brain. Like I'm gonna be up all night researching. but I think I digress on that because I just spent more time on that than the match did. Afterwards was great because, like you guys said, it was a much needed welcome surprise. You always kind of figure like, okay, here's the matches, and you know what the main event is. You wonder if maybe they're gonna throw something crazy at you like they did this week to open the show. And then everything else just kind of falls into place. But when they did this, it was like, oh wow, like y'all are stepping out on this one. I like I like this. I like the fact that you're willing to kind of get away from the play it safe, same old format to even if it works, to try to throw something in there just to spice things up and make people like us go, oh shit. And so kudos to them for that. And I kind of love that even though it was a surprise, it was also a little bit of a callback because if you watched AEW long enough, you know that the Callis family has done dirt for MJF multiple times in the past. So why wouldn't they when they have gold on the line and MJF probably handed them a fat wad before they walked out the curtain? So it made complete sense. It was a total surprise. I absolutely loved the entire segment. The match, who cares?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Right now, there's a lot of people in the chat chiming in. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Christopher in the chat, Alex in the chat, Bobby in the chat. Make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. But yeah, I thought this was a really good segment to set up the main event. And we were already an hour in. I thought the main event was the female world title matchup. Turns out it's not going to be the main event. But next up, we have a sit down with the Young Bucks and FTR. It is a sit down with Renee. There is a no contact clause. They cannot get physical in this sit down. And yeah, it's just pouring more fuel to the fire for this Young Bucks FTR matchup. The Young Bucks said that they want their family at ringside on March 15th at the pay-per-view. I keep thinking it's this week. I have to remember it's next week. This week we have NXT. Next week is, but yeah. So on March 15th at the pay-per-view, the Young Bucks want their family ringside. So they see them get revenge for the FTR attacking the Bucks' family 2 weeks ago on Collision. I thought this was pretty good. It set it up well, and it's not often you hear little nice Christian boys like the Young Bucks say the word shit, but they said they want to beat the shit out of FTR. We saw a lot of FTR on this show, but I definitely think for everyone who is upset about FTR and the Young Bucks again, I do think that every single week they show why this is a fresh take on these two teams going at it. So I liked it. I don't know about you guys. Dom, you want to go?
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, I absolutely loved it. Like when this first came about, I was like, man, the Bucks and FTR again. And I never thought I was going to say that. Never. Like, go back to the New Japan days and FTR over here, you got Fuck the Revival and all that bullshit. And I never thought years later I would be sitting anywhere and go, man, FTR and the Young Bucks again. Fuck. But the build has actually got me interested and kind of pulled me in. Like, okay, I'm in. I got it. You can take the hook out. Fuck. And this was no different. Like you could feel the intensity coming off the Bucks, and then the role reversal too is just great. because it, go back to the last FTR were the goody goodies, the Young Bucks were the absolute pieces of shit who tried to kill Tony Khan and all this, and now it's just completely flipped, and it's probably more intense than it's been since the very first one, and I'm just pardon the pun, I'm all in.
I like it. Tim?
Definitely. Yeah, no, I expressed it last week. This match might be my favorite match on this show, just because of the heated rivalry that they have right now. So much animosity, so much history. Clearly, the two greatest tag teams in AEW history, bar none. And there's a lot of fuel to the fire here, as far as just the statistics of the championships go, as far as days held with the title, as far as most times with the title, as far as the overall record versus each other. So there's a lot of like historical importance with this match here. Now, obviously, I think it's the fourth time they can wrestle a fifth and a sixth and a seventh. So it doesn't matter if FTR goes up 3-1, as I anticipate them doing. But I'm excited, and you can't make contact, but hey, shithead, eat one on the way out. Like I dug that too, dude. I dug that too. Like anytime I can see Brandon Cutler or Michael Nakazawa get hit in the face. And
poor Braden. Poor Braden. Like he just every time.
It's funny because like Nick sounded so like unenthusiastic. Hey, Brandon, you're okay?
Yeah. Hey, Brandon,
you all right, Brandon? All right, get up. Come on, let's go.
Rub some dirt on it. Let's go.
Yeah. So we talked about first match John earlier, right? Well, I guess we could still call him first match of the second hour, because we start off the second hour of Dynamite with the AEW Continental Title Eliminator matchup, Jon Moxley versus Hechicero. I am a big Hechicero fan. I got to say, since he's been in AEW, he's been putting on great matches. Even in Ring of Honor, you see some of his matches with Hechicero versus Bandido for the World Champion was absolute bangers. One match that really stands out was Hechicero versus Bryan Danielson like 2 years back. He's been on fire here. He had a nice little run in New Japan too the last couple months. So really cool to see Hechicero back in AEW. Another eliminator matchup, not a title shot, another eliminator matchup. But Jon Moxley,
his sixth one, bro, his sixth eliminator match. I was like, I thought of you when he said that. I was like, damn, 6 of them.
Now imagine if that was 6 title defenses and that was on the record books, it would look like a hell of a title run that he's having. But now when you look back, he had 1 title defense against Takeshita, and then he's gonna have another title defense against Takeshita. And if Konosuke wins that, then it looks like Jon Moxley had 2 defenses and lost it. But you're not seeing on the history books that he's actually been on a hell of a run here, week in, week out. So I wish these were title matches, but I mean, I can't complain about a lack of a title match here when you're getting 3 already on this show. But this was a hell of a matchup. I really liked that Hechicero put the lasso from El Paso onto Jon Moxley here in El Paso, Texas, paying homage to the late, great Eddie Guerrero. I haven't seen that move in years. So I thought that was really cool. But Jon Moxley, once again, showing that he can mix it up with different styles. Whether you are a bruiser like Mark Davis, a high-flying luchador like El Clone, or if you're a technician like Hechicero, he could handle any style and come out on top. Another victory by Jon Moxley. I thought this was another really good matchup on the show. What say you, Dom?
Oh, well, first of all, I love that Bobby asked who's the new guy. Yeah, first time on the channel. I'm Dom. Nice to meet you, Bob. And you're asking where Kathy is. Real talk, she tried to show up tonight, but it's a little late. And yeah. Yeah. She's out cold.
Angela too.
So fourth wall break just for you. And now, anyway, it's so funny that like we don't get together before the show and talk about this. Like we're not like, hey, what are we gonna say when we get on here? But we all kind of feel the same anyway. It's wild. It's wild. I'm with you, De Niro, where I think maybe the eliminators are impressive. Don't get me wrong, but maybe if you had a couple of those as title defenses against, like maybe one eliminator, one title match. So it's not just I defended it against Takeshita, there's a draw, and then I beat all these other guys, and then I'm going to fight Takeshita again. It would make the title run so much more impressive. But when you think about it and you think all he's fought is Takeshita, it kind of takes something away from that, regardless of how many eliminators he may win. This match tonight was amazing. I have not seen that move in forever, and I think even the crowd popped for it because for that same reason. Like a lot of people knew what it was, a lot of people knew who it came from, and they immediately got up and got on their feet for it. I thought that was great. And Moxley is just, I don't care where he is, he's practically the best. He really is. He does it all. He cuts a great promo. He's always had, just an overall package, like interesting look. Now he's got a smoking hot wife, and he's got this clique, and we do see them later, and I think there's something building there, but I'm going to put a pin in that. But this was just, and I've been a huge fan of Hechicero for a very, very long time. So to see him get on TV and have that kind of match with Moxley and get that kind of reaction from a crowd and pay tribute to Eddie and everything else was just beautiful. Like this whole thing. I'm not saying it was the greatest match, but it was beautiful.
Yeah, for sure. Tim?
Yeah, I thought the match was awesome. I love Hechicero. I'll just piggyback on what you said, De Niro. When they came over, and by they, I mean the luchadors from CMLL came over, and they were mixing it up with the Death Riders and having all those different matches, including that Daniel Bryan Hechicero match. Before that match, Hechicero stood out to me. Out of all the CMLL luchadors, Hechicero stood out to me. I was like, dude, this guy's fucking awesome, man. And here we are 2 years later, and he's just continuing to show how fucking awesome he is. And piggyback off Dom, Jon Moxley's fucking great. Jon Moxley continues to show why he is. I mean, like when you're talking about pure overall package of best wrestler in the world, especially coming off of what he did last year to purposely show that he's the best wrestler in the world. I mean, like let's be real. Like he sucked on purpose to show how fucking great he is. Like who fucking does that, right? Like
Jon Moxley does that.
Like what? Like who fucking does that? But no, Moxley is absolutely phenomenal. I enjoyed the match. I thought, like you said, De Niro, the way Moxley can work all these different styles, man. This match was good. Like Hechicero, he's a technician, sure, but he's a beefy boy, dude. Like he's a beefy boy. So they threw hard shots at each other in this match. I love when Hechicero removed the straps, dude, and then Moxley ripped him with the huge clothesline, and then Moxley put him down, dude. And it was like, yeah, bam, great match, dude. Really fun.
Yeah, definitely a very fun matchup. Last week it was announced that we're going to be getting Swerve Strickland versus Brody King at Revolution. And to continue to build towards that matchup, we have Brody King come out here to the ring. He says that he, unlike Swerve, is not here to talk about being the most dangerous man in AEW. He is here to prove it, and he calls out Swerve. But we don't get Swerve. We get Prince Nana, who comes out here. And Prince Nana, he starts, just jabbing back and forth with Brody King. And Brody King was like, I'm not calling out you. I want Swerve. So Prince Nana's like, you want Swerve? Then let's bring out Swerve. The music plays, and then from behind, I called it. I was like, he's going to come from behind.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, Swerve with the chain attacks Brody King. This was just vicious. Not just attacking with the chain, but then choking him out with the chain, hanging him over the ropes with the chain. Just a vicious, vicious beatdown. Swerve once again showing that this is not a tweener situation. This man is full heel, full no regrets, and it made me very excited. I was already excited last week. I thought that Brody versus Swerve sounds like a great matchup. Add to that card. You don't need much story, but damn, are they adding story to this matchup? This is going to be a hell of a matchup. Great segment. Swerve looks like a killer again, and I'm so happy to see it. Swerve is a monster. I love this through and through. What about you, Dom?
Oh, I thought it was absolutely. I thought it was absolutely amazing. Like, I thought I was going to be mad after Swerve attacked Kenny, but regardless of what he does, this week included, like, I still love the guy. I still love him. I think everything he does with such passion and intensity that it doesn't matter if he's a face or a heel, because you immediately buy into it and you immediately just vibe with him. And it's rare in this industry that you can get somebody that, like, even when you're supposed to absolutely fucking hate him, you still love the guy. And I love the line that he said. It was something like, Swerve told Brody while he was hanging there, I think he said, number one, this is how you put a dog on a chain, and number two, this wouldn't be the first guy I hung in LA.
Cold.
And it was just like, oh, got him. like this man is still on fire, and I love it. And And you know, I talked about Bandido earlier, and how many people over the years have said, you know, oh, Brody King should be in such a bigger spot, regardless of where he was, because he was so talented, and he was so good, and he, you know, he had all the tools, and yada yada. And now he's out here with, you know, guys like Swerve and getting title shots with MJF and being able to choke MJF out in 2.5 seconds and all this stuff. And maybe it's not exactly where he belongs, but it's a lot better spot than he's ever fucking been in. And so both these guys, like, I feel like the match is going to be insane, but regardless, just to see these guys like where they were and talk of how much better they both deserved, and then to see them pull something like this off and be in that position now is like, I feel like a good chunk of wrestling fans, me included, can just be like, I told you so. Didn't I tell you? I fucking told you, didn't I?
Yeah, I agree. Tim?
Yeah, no doubt. It's crazy how a tag team, a makeshift tag team composed of two, I mean, I'm not going to say like lower card wrestlers, but I mean, you got the ROH champion and a guy who we all thought should be higher, just randomly put together based off of an injury, could elevate them both so significantly in such a short amount of time. Like what Brodido did together was just nothing short of phenomenal. Everything that they touched during their tag title reign was gold. And now look at them both getting a singles match with Swerve Strickland on a pay-per-view, coming off of that MJF match, getting a singles match with Andrade on a big pay-per-view. Good on both of them. The segment itself, De Niro, you said that the match didn't need a story, and I don't disagree with you. It didn't, because the story straight up just was, I'm the most dangerous man, motherfucker. No, I'm the most dangerous man, motherfucker. And you know what? At the end of the day, I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah, Brody's a dangerous motherfucker and Swerve's a dangerous motherfucker. So let's go. But it doesn't hurt to have some intensity to it. And tonight, the feud got some intensity behind it. And I don't know if we're going to carry it out after Revolution, because I think that Swerve's going to challenge MJF at Dynasty. I'm pretty locked on that. But man, for a 3-week build to a random ass match at Revolution for who's the most badass in the company, sign me up for what happened tonight, man. It made Swerve look such a badass again, man. He's so ripped up now. Like, he's so much bigger than he was in his previous heel run. Like, this Swerve is going to be so different than the original even, and that was a badass. This guy's going to be a bigger badass. I'm looking forward to it. And this match, so many, they're all good. This pay-per-view is going to be fucking rocking, dude. Like, I almost hit top three match. You could literally say that about every match on the show so far, man.
Yes. I don't even want to hear that question. Is this pay-per-view worth X amount of dollars? Yes, it is.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you see what WWE charged for Elimination Chamber? Yes.
I feel you. So next up on the show, we hear from the Death Riders, and it is interesting because we're still going with the Death Riders versus the Don Callis family. Week in and week out, we see some sort of irritation of that matchup. We see the Don Callis family versus the Death Riders. We had another 3-on-3 on Collision between the Death Riders and the Don Callis family. I know we're getting Takeshita versus Jon Moxley at the pay-per-view, but it does seem like maybe on the pre-show or somewhere on this pay-per-view, we're going to get another multi-man matchup. I know you gave your idea about it last week, Tim. I was wondering, do you still see that happening at the pay-per-view? Do you still see a faction warfare between these two teams? And shout out to Ivan in the chat, like always. Poppy, OPC, thank you so much, bro.
No, you're sexy, you.
Oh, so sexy. You know, it's tough, and I don't want to give away what happened in the main event, obviously, but I don't see any of the three guys in the main event having a match at Revolution. So maybe, just maybe, we do get a trios championship match between fuck it, dude. You guys know who won the fucking match, whatever. Maybe we do get a trios championship match between the Death Riders and the Callis family at Revolution. Maybe it's Claudio, Wheeler, give me Claudio, Pac, and Danny or something, right? Keep Wheeler on the outside, but maybe we do. I thought we'd get a 4-on-4, some sort of chaos, but maybe we get a trios title match and Fletcher. That's how you get Fletcher and Okada on the card.
Yeah, for sure.
It would make a lot of sense. It would make a lot of sense. It really would. I mean, I can't help but like giggle a little bit every time I see Wheeler Yu to take the hood off. It's so fucking funny. He sits there and he kind of keeps his head down and he just pulls back so you can see, like, all this, which is I mean, he might have a little bit more hair than me, but it's almost the same. And every time the hood comes off, you're like, ah! Ha, 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 ha. I think even I think the best line from any of them all night was probably Marina's talking about Tony Storm. Like, come on, Tony, say something funny, make me fucking laugh.
Yeah, do you think we get Tony Storm and Marina at the pay-per-view as well? Because that'll bring it up to like 3 or 4 women's matches, and I think that's also a welcome addition to this already stacked pay-per-view.
I wouldn't be mad at it. And it's we had 2 women's matches tonight, even though one of them was technically a squash. If we get 3 or 4 at a women's pay-per-view, I mean, it might not even be, or I mean, at a pay-per-view, it wouldn't even be the first time. So why not? And it's Tony and Marina, like 2 completely contrasting styles, personalities, but both of them are just amazing fucking wrestlers. So like, yeah, you want to put them on a pay-per-view, I'm watching. Like it was a good segment, and I do think we'll end up with a trios match. I don't know who we're gonna get. Maybe we'll end up with like, Pac, Danny, and Yuta going against Callis family or something, because they may even throw Claudio in here somehow. I don't know. Tony's still figuring that shit out. We're a week away. It's more fun that way, honestly. Honestly, we knew what was coming at the Chamber for at least a week, maybe 2, and we were just like, oh boy, 4 matches. Yay. And so it's cool just to be here and be maybe 10, 11 days away from the pay-per-view, and we still don't quite know what's on it.
You got Takeshita and Claudio on Collision this week too. So yeah. I just wonder if you see some sort of match, with the factions. But let's be real, it's not like Okada's going to be trouncing out there to fucking help Takeshita by any means. So I don't know.
No,
beach.
No,
right?
Definitely not.
Bitch.
Bagel. Super chat. Thank you so much, man. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for the 5. Yeah. I'm sweaty as hell. How was AEW Dynamite? It was spectacular, really.
Yeah, Dynamite was amazing. And we're going to talk about one of 2 main events now. I went to this show thinking it was the main event, but one of 2 main events we have for the AEW Women's World Title matchup, Tekla versus Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa, who is from El Paso, Texas. This was a pretty good matchup. I got to say, Thunder Rosa hasn't looked as good in a long time. I know she was dealing with a lot of injury, and she came back briefly late 2024, early 2025, and she still looked like she was had a little rust on her. She looked pretty good tonight. One thing that I got to say, I was a little upset that Chris Statlander lost this title to Tekla when it happened, but I got to say, she has really grown on me as a heel champion, even the way she was calling out Thunder Rosa on Collision for 2 weeks in a row. And then this matchup, just the way the cadences, the aura around Tekla, she is a world champion, if you ask me. I think that this is a really good title run so far. And I know we don't know what's going to happen with this title going towards the pay-per-view, but whoever she's facing at the pay-per-view, I want to see her retain. Because she, I think, has a good title run with this title, and I think that she's going to take it for a while. But yeah, what did you think about this matchup, Tim?
Phenomenal. So I wrote down my exact words were, Tekla is fucking awesome, but I complained about this over and over again. So I wanted her to win the world championship against Stat that night. And I'm so happy she did, because I do think character work in ring, she's fantastic. Just her whole demeanor, her aura. She has the it factor, right? Like she absolutely does. But man, I hate her fucking spear. I hate it. But she changed her finisher tonight, which made me so happy. Now she just uses that little weak ass spear as a setup. Cool, totally with it, man. She hits the curb stomp. She hits the curb stomp again. And then after, and that dude, I loved how in the middle of the match, she picked Thunder Rosa up, dude, after she could have beat her, and just fucking starts molly-whopping on her again. Thunder Rosa hits the Thunder Driver. So it was like a 2.99999, which was a really cool spot too, because Thunder Rosa did look great in front of her hometown. And I'm a huge Thunder Rosa fan over here, as most of us are around here. Why wouldn't you be? So it was great to see her out there looking great in front of her people. And Tekla was awesome, man. And I really like the after match too. We're gonna get Stat and Tekla at Revolution for sure. Probably some sort of gimmick match, and I'm with it. And Tekla has to retain.
Yeah, I definitely agree. She has like I said, I think she's gonna have a lengthy title reign here. Bagel with another super chat. Bro, thank you so much. Really appreciate
Thank you, Bagel.
It's crazy how WWE and AEW alternate between being hot and cold. Like they are really both hot at the same time. I agree. I'll tell you this right now. AEW is scorching, but yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. Dom, what did you think about this women's world title match?
Okay, well, first of all, to that point, if you notice when one of them is hot and the other one is cold, you can always blame the same thing: booking. Now, two things personally. Number one, I can finally say this since I'm not on with Kayla, and technically she probably went to bed, so she probably won't hear this. I was happy Tekla won. It'd be Chris Statlander. I was happy she became world champion. Number one, because I thought Stat's run was amazing. She had some great title defenses. And number two, because, again, booking. They could have decided, like, you know what, we're going to give it to Mercedes finally, or we're going to throw it on another big name. But instead, they try to take somebody who was already hot and had a vibe and had some amazing matches and push her to the forefront instead. So it was like, okay, we've already established your Tonys, your Stats, your Mercedes, even God bless her, I know she's been through a lot, but Thunder Rosa is established in AEW.
Oh yeah.
Thekla is not. And to put her out there in that position and then put her in this main event match with somebody who is an OG, who has had wars in this promotion and won championships is the absolute right way to go once Statlander's run is over, because Stat will be back at some point. We know she's going to remain in that picture, but now you have somebody else to put in there as well. And on another personal level, thank God Thunder Rosa got rid of the blonde hair. That shit looked fucking ridiculous. But I'm so happy. I'm so happy for her because she kind of reminds. She's like the female version of Randy Orton, where she got so injured that people were saying like she might be done. Like this might be. Even she was saying this might be it. Yeah. And she tried to come back. It wasn't time. But since she's made this last run, she's looked so much better, so much more like herself. And she put on a hell of a match tonight. And it just, you know how I said I almost called me iconic. You know, I said the inspiration did all this for the Brawling Birds. Well, Thunder Rosa probably did more for Thekla tonight by having that match and giving her that definitive clean win, because it was everybody went in the back. It's just us until the match is over, and she pinned that woman clean 1, 2, 3 in an amazing match, like the 2.999. I was literally sitting there like, oh shit, Thunder's gonna do it. Oh
yeah, at a certain point that pinfall when it was like just before the 3, I was like, oh. Whoa.
It was that moment where it looked like Thekla, you know, not being that experienced in these kind of matches, might have been playing with her food a little bit and got caught napping. And that shit happens, you know. So it was like, okay, you got me, fuck.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was an amazing match. It was a great win for Thekla. It was a strong showing from Thunder Rosa. I'm so happy to see her back and almost at that level she was prior to the injuries, kind of like Randy Orton is now. And, you know, it was a great way to close the night. It really was. It really, truly was.
Yeah, I have a quick question. I see Ivan here brought up the possibility of maybe having a 3-way at in the pay-per-view. So do you think that there's a possibility that we see a triple threat match between Thekla, Thunder Rosa, and Chris Statlander, as opposed to just Thekla and Statlander?
I mean, she, you know, for one, like Thekla just beat her clean in the middle of a ring, so it's kind of hard to put her back in. And two, let's not take everything the WWE route where, you know what we need, like triple, 4-way, 6-way fuckery between 9,000 people with something on a pole and someone in a fucking shark cage and you know, all
in the box.
How about 2 amazing people, men, women, whatever, one-on-1? How about that? Who we adding to Swerve and Brody for the most badass? You could probably put a few people in there because there's some badasses in AEW, but who we adding? Nobody. You know, sometimes one-on-one is so much more impactful than throwing 19 people in and having the fuckery from the factions coming in and all the bullshit. Don't get me wrong, I love a good table spot, but you can get that at any point in the night. I think you gotta have Stat and Thekla one-on-one. Because either Stat gets her revenge or Thekla proves it wasn't a fluke. If you throw anybody else in there, then you give the immediate excuse to the other two people. Like if Tekla would beat Thunder Rosa, then here's Statlander with "you didn't beat me" and we had a one-on-one rematch, and if Stat pins Rosa, well, you didn't beat me, and blah blah. So it just drags it out to another fucking pay-per-view. I'm sorry, that's boring. That's boring. The other company does it all the time. Let them fucking do it. Do you, boo boo? Do you?
Agreed, TK?
Yeah, we talked about it last week. I thought maybe this match would have ended in some debauchery tonight, setting up a triple threat at Revolution, just because it's something different than the one-on-one. But no, everything Don just said is the reason that it's not going to happen now.
Yeah. So something that we don't know what's happening, because there was a little bit of a confusion here.
Oh, right. That didn't end the night. Holy fuck.
No, definitely not. But Renee brings out Tommaso Ciampa here. And Tommaso Ciampa's talking about eventually getting his matchup against Kyle Fletcher. I thought this was going to lead to Ciampa versus Fletcher being announced for the pay-per-view. But then weirdly, out comes FTR. And we have, Dax and Cash, they give Ciampa a hug. It's been a while since we've seen them. They had a feud with each other in NXT, DIY versus FTR, the Revival then. Had some really good matches. But then it got, a little weird, because then it got physical between Ciampa and Dax. And Dax tells Ciampa that I'll see you on Saturday. It is then later announced that on Saturday, we're getting FTR versus the Rascals for the tag team titles. So what was this about? What is this setting up? And is there any reason for this? I was kind of confused. What did you guys think about this?
Yeah, man. I thought that it was going to set up a Ciampa and Mark Briscoe versus FTR match, because Ciampa had just said, "No, you're a badass, Justin. You're a badass.
You're a badass, you."
But I thought it was going to set up a tag match. Ciampa just said he's going to go through whoever to get back to the TNT Championship and to Kyle Fletcher, and he had name dropped Mark Briscoe. So, we live, baby, Kofi.
The vibe, Kofi.
Right. Yeah. So I thought that we were going to get maybe a tag team match on Collision between FTR against Briscoe, and I thought they were going to jump Ciampa, right? And Ciampa has no friends yet, so he just name dropped Mark Briscoe. They wrestled the last, one of Briscoe's last matches. Fucking let's do it, right? Let's do Briscoe and Ciampa against FTR. I thought that would have been hot. I don't know now. Now I have no clue. It really was weird. Like, the whole thing now is kind of just, I'm not going to say off-putting, but I think that they might have fucked up. Like, I think that they might have, I think they're going to run into each other on Collision at some point. Maybe Ciampa cost them the match. Well, no, it's a tag title. It's not fucking costing the match. But maybe they run into each other backstage and their paths cross and set something up for after Revolution. But FTR, we got FTR and the Young Bucks. We got FTR and the Rascals. We got Edge and Christian coming back. I don't know where Ciampa falls in line with what FTR is doing. And like you said, Ciampa and Fletcher should be going one-on-one at Revolution. So I don't know, dude.
Yeah, Dom.
Yeah, honestly, being a little exhausted and everything when Dax said see you Saturday, I have forgotten that FTR was already booked Saturday for a tag team match. So I thought, they're having a singles match, and that's why we did this. And now that I have that information back in my head, I have no fucking clue why we did this. I mean, it was good. It was funny. I mean, I love when Ciampa hit Dax and then he looked at Stokely, and all of a sudden it was that Debo and Red's dad moment where he just looked at Stokely and went, "You want to with this old man?" And Stokely's in a wheelchair like, "Nope." Nope. I mean, it was a great segment, but now that I have that information in my head, I'm not even exactly sure why the fuck we even did it.
Yeah. So, I thought we were getting a singles match. It sounded like we were getting Ciampa versus Dax at least.
I thought, because I forgot about the tag match. So I thought, so it's going to be Ciampa and Dax at Collision, and then maybe somewhere down the line, who knows? I mean, Johnny's contract's got to be up. Maybe after all of this, after all the dust settles, we get an FTR DIY rematch in All Elite Wrestling, and that would fucking hype me up. But now I don't even know why the hell they said I'll see you Saturday. Like, did they forget they had a tag match?
Maybe they just meant they were going to see each other. Who knows?
I mean, you know,
hey,
Jackson
next time we're all together, I'll see you then.
Are they
Jackson
going out to
are-
dinner? Or like, what?
right? Are they gonna head to brunch before the event? Like, what? I don't understand. But like, you know, Dax and I are like the same age. Maybe he did forget. I don't know.
Maybe.
I forgot. Maybe he forgot too. It happens when you're old and bald like us.
Yo, if it was Dax and Champa 1-on-1 though, I was so down for that, dude.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
I agree. So,
Bro.
all right. So now it's time to talk about the main event, the impromptu main event, the main event that was not announced until an hour into the show. And I'm so glad that they did this way because, like I said, something that AEW doesn't do often. We have Jet Set Rodeo, the team of Hangman Page, Speedball Mike Bailey, and the Jet Kevin Knight, who's having double duties here on this show. They're going against the team of Mark Davis, Kazuchika Okada, and Kyle Fletcher, the Don Callis family, for the trios titles, making it the third title matchup on this episode of Dynamite. And boy, did this main event fucking bang. Like, yeah, it ran over. Dynamite went to like 10-20, but it did not matter. This freaking matchup was phenomenal. 3 weeks in a row we're doing the show. 3 weeks in a row we have a banger main event. And then we got the shocking ending. Well, I knew as soon as they announced this matchup, I was like, I think they're dropping the trios titles. So I just didn't know it was going to be tonight until they announced the matchup. But we have the new trios champions. It is Proto Okada and Mark Davis, or Aussie Open and Okada. They are the new trios champions. And now this really just shuffles the deck here in AEW. Now I could see, you know, this being a trios matchup against the Death Riders at Revolution. I could see this going so many different ways. But either way, we have new champions. Hangman lost the matchup due to the interference of MJF. And then it is Kevin Knight who takes a pinfall for the second time on the same show. But overall, I just love this. This is what I was talking about last week. AEW has a realm of unpredictability of you can't look away because you don't know what's going to happen on the show. And that is why I love the show. But definitely a crazy main event between all six of these men. How did you feel about it, Dom?
Oh, I mean, it was absolutely insane. And, you know, you even got MJF involved and everything. Take advantage of Kevin Knight's second match in his ribs, the whole nine. Like, it was booked perfectly. It was beautiful. But the thing that I loved the most, and the main event showed it, the whole night showed it, is go back to what we complained about with AEW in the past. That, like, oh, your trios division is shot to shit. And this whole night practically focused on the trios division. Like, you had David Finlay joining up with Clark and with Gabe Kidd and forming a new trio. You had the Callis family going after the trios champions and winning it. You had the Death Riders chomping at the bit to get at them. We said your tag division was on life support, and look at how they've re-energized it with everyone that we were just talking about and the possibilities and all that. We used to say, you know, we want at least 2 women's matches on television. We might get 3, or we get that every week now, and then we might get 3 or 4 of them at a pay-per-view. And so at least AEW hears what their fans are seem to be saying, and then they react and do something about it. And when they do, it turns out to be pretty damn awesome. And this main event is the perfect example of that. Like, two amazing sets of trios for the trios title. And, you know, with all due respect to, you know, Kevin Knight, I already gushed about him. The Hangman, who we know is amazing, and Speedball Mike Bunyan and his funky ass bare feet. The Callis family Aussie Open deserved to have a fucking AEW title strapped around their waist at the same time. It just felt right. I don't want to say that because, God damn it, I hate Don Callis, but it just felt right. You know, and it's like, you know, Hangman might not need 2 belts, but 2 belts looks good on Okada.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
You know, somebody even said in the chat that, like, oh, well, how come Okada hasn't gone after the world title? Does he need to?
Good point.
Every other day, he's walking around with at least 2 titles draped on him. Like, does he need to? He's probably the most golden wrestler in the past 12 months. Does he need to go after the world title? Not really. I'm sure if he did, he could win it. But it's not really necessary. He's got 2 belts again. This is probably the third time in 12 months that he's walking around with 2 straps. Like, he's fine. He's Okada. He's great. And I do think, like we talked about, that we will end up with a trios match between them and the Death Riders at Revolution. Like that's just bound to happen at this point. I mean, they were talking shit about it before they even won the damn titles. So of course they're gonna want a title match.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, it's they're you're right. They kind of set that up in their promo, didn't they?
Yeah. Before the main event even went off, there was the Death Riders talking all this shit about the Callis family. So of course they want to get up those titles.
100%. TK main event. What did you think?
Bro, you hit it on the head. 3 straight weeks of doing this. 3 weeks ago, we got Swerve and Kenny banger singles match. Last week, we got the mini anarchy in the arena with the Mile High Madness. That was awesome. And this week, we get a trios championship match between just 6 talented studs, dude. At the end of the day, that's all it was just 6 talented dudes going in there and doing what they do best. And it was just a phenomenal match. I thought, going into it, I thought we were going to see a title change for sure. But then, towards the end of the match, when the Callis family was down and out on the outside, before Okada popped up on the camera, when you can fucking see him, hate when they do that shit. Hide a little longer, motherfucker. Hide.
Right. I want the suspense.
Yeah, I wanted the suspense, bro. And I see Okada just lurking, and I'm like, bro, come on. You just fucking gave away the ending.
No, you're supposed to do it like Randy Orton, come from out of nowhere.
Yeah, right. But right before MJF showed up, like it looked like Hangman was about to hit the buckshot, and Kevin Knight was setting up on the other side to do his nasty ass frog splash. So I was like, all right, they're gonna retain. Crazy, didn't see that coming. And then I see Okada pop up, and then MJF's there, which was all right. You want to talk about storytelling? Started the show, middle of the show, ending the show. All right, that's writing the fucking show based around a story. Phenomenal work. Again, the match was great. We talked about it last week. We said, when do we get to see Dump Truck get a championship, right? Like, if this dude's been so injured on and off the past 3 years, while Kyle Fletcher has done nothing but ascend to the fucking sky, dude. And whenever Dump Truck has been in the ring, whatever, in a singles capacity, in tag capacity, trios capacity, this guy shows up and shows out. We said last week, maybe the national championship. We said maybe a trios title with the Callis family in some variety. Riddle me fucking that a week later. Dump Truck. Right. This is for you, baby.
Like, when are we going to see it? How about right motherfucker now?
Yes. So deserved. But yeah, man, my only thing, I guess, coming out of this is Kevin Knight, their little golden boy over the last month. You said it, De Niro. He took the pin in the world title match. They could have had Speedball take the pin. They chose Kevin Knight for a reason. What is the reason he's eaten 2 pins in one night? I'm not sure. A Continental Championship that I thought Moxley was going to retain kind of makes me think Takeshita is going to get it now. It makes me think that Okada is going to lose the International Championship to Kevin Knight. So I think that is his future. Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I wouldn't mind that at all. Honestly.
Yeah. Even Tyler says in the comments here, he thinks that Kevin Knight turns heel, right? I could see him being very bitter about taking 2 losses, turning heel, right? This could be the catalyst.
We talked about that earlier, actually, yes. Tyler. We did.
Yeah, no,
and
for
you
sure.
said AEW is fire, and it is right now. It really is.
Yeah. The whole trios division is fire. Like, I'm seeing like Steve-O, he's talking about, doing Jay White and the Bang Bang Gang versus the Dogs. I saw what's called the Hurt Business or the Hurt Syndicate versus the Dogs. Having, the Kyle Fletcher, Okada, and Mark Davis team. The trios division right now is more stacked than the tag division. And the tag division we talked about earlier is insanely stacked. So what the fuck?
Yeah. And they're trying with the tag division because they got another one of those fatal 4-ways going on Collision with the Outrunners and Private Party and LFI.
Right.
Right, throwing these, they're trying.
Right, dude. I mean, at one point, both these divisions were on life support, and look at them now.
Yes,
it's ridiculous. It's awesome. It's everything that I wish some other promotions would fucking do with their tag division.
Yeah, I agree. So let's take this home. All right, it's that time. Out of 5, Dom, we'll start with you. What are you giving this Dynamite?
I mean, considering 3's the magic number, I would give it that, but then I'd be selling this episode short. I got to give it at least a 4.5 a 4.25 out of 5. It was such a good show. It was such a good night, and honestly, just a couple little things here and there, like the Excalibur fuck up at the beginning, and then like I said, once I came to the conclusion that like, oh yeah, Champa and Dax aren't actually fighting on Saturday, that kind of fucked it up for me too. But everything else was amazing. So 4.25 out of 5.
Yeah, TK.
Yeah, bro, it's a real solid 4.5 for me. The last 2 weeks were 4 so like 2 weeks ago it was 4.5. Last week teetered between 4.25 and 4.5. This week was like, to me, the best show of the past 3 weeks, and all three have been very good. This show from start to finish absolutely bang. We had storytelling, we had 2 women's matches, we had a title change, we had a killer main event. Every segment mattered, like except outside of that weird ass FTR and Champa segment, which was we discussed at length. Weird, but I think there was supposed to be some sort of meaning there in the future, and I'm with them foreshadowing wherever they're gonna go. All in all, man, I fucking enjoyed the hell out of the show tonight, man. Solid 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I mean, this would be the third week I give this show a 4.5 out of 5, but like you said, I also think that this was the best out of the last 3 weeks. I'm going to take it up a notch. I'm going to give it a 4.75. And I'm going to tell you why. This has been one of the first times in a long time where I felt like I could not look away from the screen because something could happen at any moment on this show. We had surprises. We had main events that were impromptu. We had title changes. We had multiple matches. We had multiple title matches. We had just insanity the whole night where if I just like stepped away to grab a drink or something, I'm like running back. Oh, what the fuck's happening? There is so much going on and you cannot look away. And when 2 hours flies by like 30 minutes, it was a fun show. I got to give it a strong rating. I'm saying 4.75 just because it was just nonstop action and nonstop, like just surprises and storytelling and building towards the pay-per-view. I see Steve-O said that AEW lacks on their go-home shows. I'm very excited to see next week because if it's anything like we've been seeing the last couple weeks, then it's going to be a very strong go-home show. But I'm giving it a 4.75. Amazing episode of AEW Dynamite. I really enjoyed it. And I think that we're going to see a very amazing episode of Collision. They are going to be going head-to-head against NXT Vengeance Day. We have a 4-way for $200,000. Not chump change. It is the Outrunners versus the Swerve.
Can I make that a 5-way? I'll get in it by myself. I don't need I just need that money.
I feel you. The Outrunners versus the Swirl versus LFI versus Private Party. We got Claudio versus Takeshita, which is going to be a hell of a matchup. Swerve versus Gravity, the brother of Bandido. I was hoping they didn't do Swerve versus Bandido just for the fact of Bandido has to look strong going into his matchup with Andrade, and you can't have Swerve lose to Bandido. So this was a smart way to go about it. Give him Bandido's brother, because guess who could take a loss? Gravity.
Gravity is always down to take an L.
Exactly. And then for the AEW tag team titles, like I said, I thought we would probably be getting Dax versus Champa, but we're getting FTR versus the Rascals. And look, there was some confusion earlier in the night, but the last time these two teams faced off, it was a hell of a matchup. I don't think there's a chance in hell that the Rascals win this matchup, but I do think it's going to be one hell of a matchup between FTR and the Rascals. So Collision looks strong. Yeah. Collision looks strong.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it really does.
But yeah, I mean, I got nothing else to talk about. I'm just blown away by another week of great AEW wrestling. Is there anything else that's on your mind about AEW, guys?
No, man. It was a hell of a show, man.
I spent my notorious wad, man. I'm done.
All right, then let's take it home. For everybody in the chat, we appreciate you. We appreciate all the comments, the super chats. We appreciate all 84 people who are in the room right now watching us. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, Circle of Debate. Make sure you follow us on all social medias. TK, what do you got coming up this week?
Yeah, man. I'll be live tomorrow, 5 o'clock Central, right here on Circle of Debate. If you guys are over on Twitter right now, we definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. Swing on over to YouTube. Type in Circle of Debate every single night, live watch-alongs. And I'll be back live tomorrow, 5 o'clock. We're a little wrestling talk. Streets and I will definitely be talking some NFL too. So swing on over tomorrow at 5 o'clock. That's all I got going on. I'll be right back here with you next Wednesday after the go-home show. And I mean, maybe we'll do like a Revolution prediction or something. Maybe like
I'm with it 100%. Let's do it, bro. Let's do it. Dom, where can they find you?
Oh, I mean, I think I'll probably go be pulling my 3-day marathon next. I'll be here Saturday for NXT, and then of course Sunday I'll be back for Notorious Gaming, and then of course on Monday I'll be back with the lovely sleeping and thankfully not snoring wife and everybody for Raw Dogging with Dom
and friends.
Thanks, baby.
Yeah, nah, definitely. This channel is on fire every single day. There's new live streams, there's new episodes of whatever's coming out. There is just such a conglomeration of talent here on Circle of Debate, and there is never a day off. Thanks to this man, Ivan C. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for being here. Tyler, we appreciate you. We have a new fan in the building. Thank you so much.
Hit that
subscribe button. But yeah, honestly, amazing show. Thank you so much. Catch us on social media at AEW.podcast. Check out the audio podcast all over Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, all over. And make sure you check us out here next week on the All Elite Dirt Sheet AEW post show. I love you all. Peace out, y'all. Bye.